Good morning, YouTube friends. So we're off to work on the Frankenglide this morning. Oh, let's see. All kinds of things have all kinds of things have been finished up at the shop. Did some oil changes and tires. Did some exhaust. I had a fat boy with some valve noise. It's a 2000, I don't remember what year it is. It may or may not come to me. It's an older one. It's got 112,000 miles on it. And he had Screaming Eagle cam plate and some 575 cams and adjustable push rods and Screaming Eagle hydraulic camshaft tensioners in it. And he had a ton of work done on this thing. It's got high compression heads with compression releases, and it was making a bunch of valve noise. So I got it in. I found that both exhaust push rods were bent, and he had heavy enough valve springs that he really should have been running solid push rods, and he had quickie push rods in it, and the valve springs were just too much for those push rods is pretty much my guess as to why they bent with those big cams. So I tore into it, and that's what I found. But I also found his tensioner shoes on his cam chains were worn out, and I found a piece of a tensioner shoe in the scavenge pump in his oil pump. His oil pump's roached. But I didn't find any debris anywhere else in the engine. All in all, he needs a set of push rods, an oil pump, and some camshaft tensioners. But because he knows he's got a dual spring beehive spring on his valves because of the valve work he had done, he wants to have the heads pulled off and have different valve springs put in. And I don't have the time or the space to dig into another big project like that right now. So we'll see what we're going to do with that once the boss talks to him on Friday. I'd prefer to replace the oil pump and camshaft tensioners and push rods and put it back together, and then get it back in the winter and do the heads. And I think all I've got going on today is some tires and an oil change. Still waiting for the boss's buy all the parts for his engine to come back from the machine shop so I can get that back together. Still waiting for the other fat boy's engine to come back from the machine shop so I can get that back together. And then the fat boy that died on the road will be a little while before it comes back. It wasn't waiting for us Monday because he crashed it. And he didn't do much damage to the bike, but he was riding it to the storage unit in flip-flops and shorts, and he panic braked and laid it down and burned his leg real bad and got some bad road rash. So I'm glad he's not hurt bad, and I hope he gets better soon. But he hasn't brought the bike back to us yet because of that. So when it does come back, I'll figure out why why it died on him. And we're going to take the cable bridge from here on out. I think I've already said that. I tried to take the blue bridge yesterday. I was running a little behind and didn't film yesterday, and traffic was at a standstill before I even got to the blue bridge. And I ended up squeezing through and getting off the highway and taking the cable bridge anyway. Got rained on a little bit yesterday, so the bike's kind of filthy. It's already hot, but it's going to be a good day. Let's see, tearing down that bike yesterday, I don't know who did the work for him. He might have done it himself, the fat boy that had the valve noise. But there was way too much Loctite on all the bolts. So I'm gonna have all kinds of fun getting all those bolts cleaned up when I go to put it back together. There really is such a thing as too much Loctite. You just need a little drop. You don't need to dip the whole bolt in there and have it dripping. Oh, what is today? I think today's Thursday. So that's the equivalent to my Wednesday. feels nice. Don't do it. Thank you. I am going a little fast. Oh, that's not good. When they flash you like that, they ain't your friends. The air is kind of heavy today. You see it's real thick and hazy out there. It's going to be a hot one. I don't mind it though. I'll take this and riding a bike over 20 degrees and snowing. Man, there's cops everywhere this morning. Must be close to the end of the month and they're looking to get their quotas. Thank you for not running me over. That's why I run upgraded LED lights and everything, so they can see me.